to Video Game Rations, a monthly video game club. I'm one of your hosts, Brian Swain.
And I am Eric Reiger.
And I am Nolan Lorch.
If you're unfamiliar with us, we are a couple of friends who get together every month and we chat about what we are currently playing. What are we currently playing?
Oh, so many things. Man. So many things.
They run the gamut. Gambit?
Right.
Gambit?
I always thought it was Gambit, but...
Gambit?
Gambit. They run the Gambit.
You can always watch us live, twitch.tv/videogamerations, which is what we are doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the last Sunday of the month, where we try to get up on here, but sometimes it's late. Sometimes
we're busy.
That's not really helpful to you, I guess.
You guys are dads. You got families.
Oh, we are dads.
They're around.
Yeah. So this is a podcast. If you could share it, super helpful for us. Leave us any reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast provider of choice. Right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Or on all the podcasts.
Yeah. On all the
top 100 on some lists that come into our spam.
Podcast provider. So the goal of the podcast is we try to talk about what we're currently playing. Sometimes we hit a hot news topic. Like last month, we talked about the Switch 2 coming out. This month, to start it off, I think we wanted to talk about Marathon.
Yeah,
another small indie title.
That's right.
Yeah, a game
coming out.
A game developed by Bungie. Currently has a, what are they calling it? An alpha?
Yeah, which
they invited some folks to.
Brian, you're the only one in this group.
Not us. Yeah.
Yes, I did get an invite.
I think that's a hardware. I think you got invited because of your hardware, honestly.
Yeah. I want to see your questions.
You got that deluxe, and I'm a little jealous that's the reason.
Will be honest that I signed up late. I think I was way later than the average people because they did like a big Twitch, like a Twitch reveal, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, go sign up now. Here's where we're doing the thing, like a big reveal trailer.
Yes.
They spent a couple hours, I think, talking about the gameplay and what it was going to be and all that. And I put my name in pretty late to be on that alpha. And I got an invite. Sorry.
You should be sorry. You should give me.
Yeah.
We were fighting over who deserves the code more in our Discord channel. And all signs pointed to not Brian.
Yeah, I had a full week. I had a full week where I did nothing, absolutely nothing. I could have been playing it for a week.
Right.
So, Brian, how is it?
I did the tutorial. Well,
that's it.
Interesting. I didn't even know you even opened it. I thought you. I
downloaded it. You could download it early,
and
I downloaded it. I think it was like 8 gigs or something like that.
Really? Wow, that's tiny.
Yeah.
Remember, he told us the title screen was great, which I have watched that video. It's great.
It is good.
It's so sick. Here's the thing. I love the art style. A lot of people are. Ooh, okay. How do I do this?
I love the art style too. You're amongst friends here.
They're divided on the art style, and it does seem like it's like very minimal, but very specific at the same time. If that makes sense.
The art style or the people's critiques?
The art style.
Everything's kind of like I don't know. at being in the design world, it's fairly trendy, the stuff they're doing.
You think so?
Yeah, a lot of the logo stuff is like
Yeah.
there's a lot of minimal like logo design that goes around where it's like you put a shit ton of icons on the screen, but you do them in like small little doses, and that's like very trendy right now. And that is like marathon to me to the T.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
do agree with you that it seems very modern and current and stuff, but as far as being popular, a lot of people hate it. So
yeah, oh yeah, but that's design in a nutshell. You could one
if you're
week
trying to
a
sell
giant
video
logo
game,
on the yeah.
I mean, I think I think honestly, like it's probably the majority of people are just like the shitheels on Reddit and Twitch that are gonna blast chat and be like, "Oh, this game sucks," because they do that for everything, except for us. So if you want to get in on the hate, jump into our Twitch chat.
It's an interesting choice. Like we were just talking about too about the gothic art style is like pretty big right now too. So it's like cyberpunk was really pushing that world, and you saw so many like cyberpunk inspired games come out after that. So I don't know. It's in waves. I feel it's like movies too. Two westerns come out in the same year, and you're like, how did they know?
Yeah. I think
it looks amazing.
I think it looks really good too. I actually think from what I have seen, the terrain actually looks kind of muddy, like the grass and I was watching a streamer say like there's a fog on everything and they should tone it back. And I was like, I wonder if the fog is actually making it look like washed out. But also it's alpha. So like hopefully they'll fix that.
As far as in-game goes, somebody who works at Bungie said like don't consider like the graphics and the art to be final. Like we are working still on all of this shit to make it line up with the trailers and what they showed basically.
Right,
Yeah.
So like I mean if you look at like the inside, like the interiors,
it looks sick.
Drastically different to what is outside, you know.
Yeah.
So they're just basically like, please don't. And it's supposed to be like, I feel like this is why they wanted to initially do, like no streams or anything, you know, as far as like the alpha.
Yeah.
I think they're like too far ahead of themselves, you know, like they publicly announce an alpha and everybody can sign up and do that, but you can't stream it. And then they're like, oh, you can stream it. And then now everybody is seeing it when it's too early to show it, basically.
Yeah.
And this game's supposed to come out in September in 5 months or whatever.
5 months, yeah.
You know?
It's interesting that they're even doing an alpha, to be honest. I think Sony was kind of like, this is all hearsay, you know? It's like pressing them to get the best that they can out of this.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially after like a Concord misstep.
Some of these people that are playing it have said they've been playing it for years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've been playtesting for a long time.
People have been playtesting it for years. So
never mind.
This alpha is like somewhat public, and I think they're probably going to get feedback that this game shouldn't come out in a couple months.
Well, from the people that have been playing it for years or a year.
Well,
are you saying in general?
In general, I think like Bungie has been saying like we want the people that are buying the game, which is already crazy, to help us develop the game.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
And like they want you to spend $40 to help you figure out what the game should be. And that's nuts.
Yeah,
I'm okay with like the story building stuff, like interacting with secondary content and like getting the experience that way and like building the story that way.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's like that's fine. It's not stuff I engage with, but if you want it, it's there.
yeah.
But it's also like I don't expect the community to be like building that lore for me. Like, just tell me what it is.
I don't think the community is going to have anything to do with that. They're gonna.
They said they did.
The
They said
lore.
they wanted. They said they wanted community to like basically be making like YouTube essays on the lore and stuff.
Well, yeah,
like,
but that's
They did say
that's
that,
true.
yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean like that's just Dark Souls kind of style of storytelling, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I think they specifically said Dark Souls, and like they use those games as a reference.
Yeah.
As far as like putting together.
I mean,
the
people
narrative.
do that for Destiny too. There's this one guy who
Yeah.
you can watch like a 10-hour overview of the history of Destiny. I watched a lot of it. It was pretty good, honestly.
I'm still watching it every night.
I was like, that's what those big worm things are.
It's on right now.
Yeah. I imagine it's going to be like, oh, like this gun needs to be reworked, blah, blah. You know, like normal shit that happens in all live service games.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly just like it's like, at this point, it's almost like marketing speak to say like, oh, we're going to be totally transparent with the community and like we want you to be involved every step of the way, when really like that's not how it's going to actually work, you know? So
no. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. It looks cool. No,
I mean, we haven't even talked about just, you know, watching videos and trying to figure out what the actual game is.
Yeah. I think
I will say for sure, playing it on my computer, it looks way better
than on stream.
On streams or YouTube. Like I was honestly surprised when I pulled it up and like was playing it, and in game it looks a lot better.
Nice.
It looks a lot better. I think just in general the art style like the flat, everything looks pretty flat.
Yeah.
Like it seems like everything lacks kind of like texture, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and
which is
I've heard people say like things look like either just completely flat or gloss, which I understand. And even when you're running by stuff, it's like you're running by like a big crate looking thing, and it says 1 on it or it says 2. It's like, okay, are those like texture 1 is going to be put there or texture 2 is going to be put there?
Oh no,
you
my
know?
friend.
Like,
No.
That's
the texture.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I think
it does look very unfinished, but playing it on my own screen in front of me, it looks a lot better. But that you don't get that with any other game. Like if you look at Warzone streams, like it's 1-to-1 basically. You know, same with Fortnite or whatever. 1-to-1.
Yeah, it's hard for me to judge
does
without
not
seeing
look
it myself,
like
but
yeah.
Well,
hopefully you get an invite.
We'll see tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
I will say it's funny because like they got Alberto Mielgo. Is that his name? Right, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He did the trailer for like the kind of like story trailer.
Story trailer. Yeah.
And his style is lots of texture and painted like frames and a mixture of like live action plus, you know, 3D and like painted scenes. And like there's texture on everything. Like there's like gold dust spirals and shit.
The faces are huge difference between the two.
And it's just an interesting choice if you're going for like a very flat art style and then having this like really amazing painter, like who does like just very like striking and stylized paintings to be your kind of like your opening, you know what I mean?
It sounds like there's going to be a lot of those too, and they honestly could be all different styles.
That's true. That would be kind of sick.
It sounds like they're gonna do. Yeah, it sounds like they're doing a bunch of different studios and kind of just doing like one's an anime take on it and one's a different. Take
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
I think that's what the side story content is, its own like thing.
I'm honestly
I
stoked for that stuff.
2 of my coworkers are big, like just multiplayer only online games, and they ask me all the time what I'm playing or what's coming up and whatever. And they both asked me about the marathon reveal and that trailer specifically, and said like that was so sick and so awesome. I was like, yes, that is not the game.
Yeah.
At all. Like, don't even consider that to be anything close.
I'll take anything he makes, and his team. So I don't care if the game's good or bad. I was like, I'm just stoked I can watch this anytime I want.
Yeah, I'm bummed he wasn't announced for Love, Death, and Robots again.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he spent over a year with his team working on that video, which makes sense.
What? A marathon one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
he, like Nolan was saying, he paints like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
And then like they use it as textures and stuff.
Yeah, there's like full frames that are just like paintings, and then
you should watch his other
and stuff. Dude, his Love, Death, and Robots videos are sick as hell. And then he made a 15-minute short.
The windshield wiper.
Yes,
I think
that's also really, really good.
Yeah,
but
well,
I was just from what I've seen, like I play a lot of extraction games.
yeah,
I've played a lot of the ones that are fun, but like they don't. I think for the extraction genre, you really have to like risk a lot. And it doesn't seem like very many studios want to do that. And it doesn't seem like Bungie wants to do it. Like, that's like what I'm afraid of, honestly. Like,
yeah,
like they want this, like you need to have a reason to be doing what you're doing. Otherwise you just make like a battle royale, or like Hunt Showdown, honestly, like is a great extraction game that has like, is a little more casual as far as like your gameplay loop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that should have been their like blueprint.
I know. I honestly, I think most of the extraction games should just be like, take Hunt Showdown style and do that.
Yeah.
Because unless you're going to go hard into like the Tarkov style, like you can't really go in between. It's just like it's not very fun. Like,
yeah, I mean, that
was the DMZ's problem, and that's kind of like what, like, I think this one's going to be that same problem.
The cycle had that interesting thing where people were dropping in constantly, which was cool, but also then you realize people were just camping and shooting people coming out of pods.
I actually really liked the cycle, I liked the looting and the extracting part, but I hated the PvP in that game. Like,
yeah.
The guns were horrible. And so if like they did the cycle was great. And if Bungie would have taken that and did that, like it would have been awesome. But
there's also like in that game there was like all the creatures were like leveled too. You could see like a level 50 whatever.
Yeah.
Beast, wildebeest.
And
you knew not to like mess with it
unless you're like really ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that like, like we're getting to see, 10% of the game, and we're going to get some sick Destiny style, like dungeon raid stuff, secret kind of stuff that like makes those games really fun. And they're just going to not show that yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have been teasing us, and I feel like I could honestly go an entire podcast just on this topic, because they're saying that what you're suggesting, Nolan, is like that it is what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
But they still got to get people in, right?
Yeah.
And if that beginning thing kind of sucks, and it's like you have to get through this to be able to loot up enough to do this mid-tier, higher level type of thing.
Yeah.
And you're asking people to spend money on that, it's a little bit of a crazy ask,
Yeah.
And
I mean, it doesn't have to be all end game. It could be like,
no,
like there could be some pretty cool, like, I mean, I know they don't have like quests really, but like, I don't know, just like secrets around the each level that you're like discovering, and like, I don't know, it could be really cool, but I don't know.
They have a lot of,
obviously I don't know if they're going to do that yet, but
they have a lot of the quests, the faction quests stuff. I think they're relying a lot on that stuff, where it's like you pick up a quest that's like, go do this mission where a bunch of people come in and drop in.
Right. Yeah.
And I think they're hoping that like pushes you across the maps and stuff to engage with people.
I haven't really
noticed.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say what I noticed is people just like go in, they wipe crowds, which is like a hunt thing too.
Yeah.
And then they do all the mission stuff.
I haven't really watched anyone do like actual mission stuff. It just seems like people don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know, like if I haven't watched enough of it or I haven't got to play it yet, so I don't know how that's factored into the alpha, but like that's what I'm looking for, and I'm like how in depth is that besides just like doing a daily or like getting XP or getting money.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They should have left this non-public, and then whatever happens next, then like an open beta or whatever.
Yeah, it's so tricky now too.
It does not seem ready.
Because like, I mean, it's an alpha, which means like they should have so much more time and it needs so much more polish. But like people review it like it's like this is what it's exactly going to be.
People are saying the graphics look like shit and this and that. I'm like, it's in alpha. Like,
yeah,
they're just trying to figure out how it plays, what people think of the loop, and whatever. Can the servers handle it?
Yeah.
And then it's getting just shit on, which, I mean, it's their own doing. It's their own fault that this is what's happening, basically. And I don't know.
Well, it's weird to say it's an alpha and then you have 5 months. It's such a like
that is a short time.
Yeah,
that's such a burden. That's such a burden over the crew.
That's also like not enough time for
that means you've already figured out all the problems to these solutions.
Right.
And it's cranking away. But now you've opened it up to more people to give you more problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone was saying like a lot of the conversations about the art style is funny a little bit to me, because like a lot of people are like, oh, like they're really, this art style choice is like not going to bring everyone in. It's like, well, yeah, like that's just art in general. Like everyone has different, like if you only like milsim games, you're not going to like cyberpunk aesthetic, like then don't play this game. That's fine. You don't have to like, it's not like a, I don't know. It's just a funny, like it doesn't have to appeal to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I always wonder about that as a arguing point. But that's in general, like
not, it doesn't have to.
I don't watch fantasy movies or I don't watch futuristic movies.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I think that you can just say like, oh, I actually don't really like this style.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to engage with it. Like, it's like, that's fine. You know, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Nolan, that does remind me really quickly what I wanted to bring up is that nobody has figured out the middle ground of the extraction shooter. It doesn't exist. Really.
It's true.
There's a Escape from Tarkov.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that's it, right? Like Battlefield tried to do it, Call of Duty tried to do it.
Marauders is still kicking, right?
Marauders is still going. That's pretty good.
Cycle shut down.
Dark and Darker is really good, and that one seems to be getting better and better.
How big are those ones, though? Marauders and the other ones you bring up, Eric. I don't know how big those are or how they, how intense they are compared to Tarkov. Like Tarkov, probably on the complete extreme end as far as skill, knowledge, and all that stuff. And then I think Call of Duty tried to be like super basic, right?
Yeah.
And what is the middle ground, and does it exist? And I think people are
or
trying to
does
figure
it
out.
Is it
And
worth
I don't know if
pursuing?
anybody can figure it out, and does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's a niche market. It's a sicko mode.
It is.
You gotta be
Yeah, totally.
into
Super
it.
sick amount.
Yeah. There I would say I mean I think people seem to really like Delta Force, which is a little more middle ground. And then there's like Arena Breakout, which I haven't played, and that's a free one, but I think it has like some pretty like gross pay to win kind of stuff. But I think those ones are going to be a little more middle ground as far as, extraction shooters go. But
I mean, they also to just come to Bungie's defense a little, their gunplay is awesome. So
totally.
It's hard to pass up something like that. Even I like the Call of Duty gunplay, but that mode just didn't work for me.
It had like some really cool like potential, but just not having anything, like everything you grab is just money. So it just it's so easy to like just bring in a basic kit. Like there was no point. Like there wasn't any risk reward going on.
Right.
Which I say I say that as a negative, but also like Hunt Showdown, I never feel like I'm ever at loss for money.
I don't either.
And
I'm not a high level Hunt player, and I feel like I can play the most basic kit and still have a good time.
That is why I like that game, because you can like 0 to hero constantly and come out like on top. And I feel that way about Tarkov too, honestly. You can run the worst guns in the game and then like kill a guy and get like a nasty kit and then just like keep rolling. So I don't know.
And that's the best part about those games.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Between those two and Dark and Darker, which is your fantasy setting, you got them all covered.
That was a rough one for me. I liked it, but man, you cast the wrong spell in the wrong area, or you hit the wrong direction with a weapon, and it's done.
Yeah, you get stomped.
Or you
I
turn
guess,
into a chicken. You turn into a chicken. You get one hit killed.
yeah. So Brian, Dark and Darker is like it's like like a hardcore old school dungeon crawler game. So you like pick a class, like a warrior, a wizard, and you go into like these dungeons with other players and goblins and shit, and everything kills you so fast. And there's like tons of traps, it's like very brutal. And then there's like a progression for your characters and stuff. It's really fun, but the learning curve is crazy. So, and people are obviously just nasty. So,
Gotcha.
but it's really cool if you like, fantasy setting, first person melee. It's really slow, but Marathon looks cool. I don't care what anyone says. I'm excited to try it.
Fingers crossed they nail it.
I want them to nail it. Like I'm optimistic. I like Bungie games. I like Destiny. I like Halo. It's good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped. I want to overhaul of it though.
My biggest worry is
if being
price.
The price. Yeah.
$40 or they haven't said
how much it's going to be. Yeah.
But Sony has, done all their online games and stuff for $40 when it comes out, and I just don't think people are gonna want to spend $40. And they have been saying like, we want you to help us develop the game, right? And then spend $40 to do that.
Yeah,
I just don't see it.
I don't know.
This game should be right up my alley, right? I like Tarkov. I love Bungie games, but I don't want to spend $40 to help them figure it out. Just don't.
Yeah, I think that was I think they should not have said that. I don't think that it's as extreme as what. I bet you what they meant isn't what they said. You know what I mean?
What's Escape from Tarkov price?
Several people have said that. Well,
it's 50. Escape from Tarkov is $50.
Arena's different.
Arena is like a different mode, but most people
sell it on their own website. Like Tarkov is way different.
Tarkov also has a pay to, like, people call it pay to win. It gives you a lot of extra stuff, and it's like $100.
Yeah, I saw that. It said it was like a $250 kit where you get a bunch of swag and stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use that as a.
No, I know. I was trying to figure out what the level is.
Similar.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like weird to be a Sony property, and then like it's gonna be. Is it exclusive to the streaming service or their monthly service? Like, shouldn't it be free for them?
No, they don't do that.
I know, but it's weird. You think of Xbox now, and you're like, oh man, I can just play that. Yeah,
they don't do that for any of their first party games.
Yeah.
Oh, for on PS Now or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like anything that Xbox Studios comes out with is on Game Pass immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony doesn't do that. Well, do you guys want to talk about what you've been playing this month instead of
speculating on if Marathon is going to have dead or get?
Yeah, what we could have been playing.
Oh, what could have been?
What could have been?
I have a quick update on Avowed because I talk about it every single time. I'm still playing it. I think I took screenshots in the Discord. Yeah. I'm currently at like 40 something hours.
Nice.
I think if I mainlined it, I could finish it pretty quick. I'm on the third area. and the story is picking up. I'm getting the juicy bits. I'm knowing about
Ooh,
the bigger
bits.
plot. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not over the game. I love the game. I'm over playing it.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Are you overpowered right now?
No, each zone requires that you get a bunch of resources to like level up your stuff. So you always feel underpowered until you like level up your stuff, and then you're like right at the level that the world wants you to be at, which is great. I think that's like they do a really good job with the leveling system. But then like once you keep leveling all that stuff up, you do get OP until you like fight a big battle, like a boss.
Yeah, you've said in the Discord a couple times that you are just trying to finish it basically at this point.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yep.
I thought this game was short.
It's not. I mean, it is, but it's not.
I was like, is this a you problem or a game problem at this point?
So they do a good job, and they know what it is. You start out at this corner of the map. This is where the new area. You start here, and then you have to travel.
You're watching your hands if anybody's listening to the podcast.
I'm just gonna say you have to travel all the way north on the map.
Okay.
So you start south, and you have to travel north. That's the
gotta go up.
The new mainline quest is north.
Yeah.
On your way up, oh my god, are there so many different side quests along the way? So as soon as you start picking up one or you see something interesting, you're zigging and zagging all over the place. So when I look at my map, it's a fucking like spiral everywhere just to get to the main thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, here I go, main quest, and then I'm like, boop, 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 boop.
Sounds like any game you love to play.
Yeah.
Loving the side quest.
Yeah, but I unlocked the main quest for this area, so I am pursuing it. But now I'm like just picking and choosing the side quests better, because there's like a couple main character quests that I want to finish up, and then I'm gonna do the main quests. So like you have companions, if that
companion quests.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there's like
nice.
There's like a couple companions that have like quests. And one of them's the voice actor from Mass Effect.
Is that the Fishman?
Yeah, Fishman.
Nice. Garrett.
Or sorry, Brian, what were you going to say? Yeah, Garrett.
Because you've been saying you're kind of over it. And are you over it because there's other games that you want to move on to, or you're bored of playing Avowed?
I'm not bored of playing it at all. I could keep playing it. There's more stuff. There's more stuff that I'd rather play. I'd rather not talk about Avowed for 3+ months.
Well, don't be bored of it because we have a podcast.
No. I'm saying like
you could tell us you're not playing it, and we'll move on to something else.
No, I told us the Haley the other day because I've been getting into like other side hobbies and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I'm into gaming as much as I used to be. And then I like, well, no, hold on. No. Then I played Avowed for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm still in it. I'm having a hard time like finding the time to like go and do it.
This is the dad talk corner.
Yeah.
Dude, I think this is just the getting old corner of gaming.
Yeah.
Is just like just don't have time.
Totally.
No time.
Yeah. Because I love playing the games and stuff, and Avowed's awesome. I love the combat. The story's great. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's really like fun to watch and play. So
it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I didn't really like when I saw the previews and stuff. I was like, I don't know if I like the art style. And then when I actually play it, I'm like, I love this. Like it looks
gorgeous.
Really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
I just got
we'll see when we talk next. We'll see when we talk next month. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know. I might
beat it by then.
I might pick it up and then I'll take the reins.
Yeah, let's swap stories.
So what? So okay, last time you were using a pistol, magic pistol, and
A giant
two-handed
axe.
giant two-handed axe. Okay, are you still using those?
The pistol, I switched to a wand for a little bit. I got a better wand
Oh,
because the wand is kind of overpowered. But then my pistol was a higher damage rate. So I switched, or not damage rate, but higher damage. So I switched back to my pistol because it was easier to like charge and shoot people.
yeah. Are you
And
using
then
that unique one? There's
it's like Cedric's pistol or something, and it shoots lightning.
Yeah, okay. I just got that.
It's still the same one I use,
Nice.
but you just level it up the whole time.
Right, yeah.
And then I just found a two-handed sword, so the axe is gone.
Is it a flaming sword?
Get ready for this. It is a flaming sword if their HP is above 50%. It is a freezing sword if it's below like 20%.
That's fun.
So it's fucking awesome, dude. I am flaming people left and right, and then as soon as they get below, I am like they freeze and they get like actual frozen in place, and then I'm just busting them to pieces.
Nice.
It's awesome.
The magic. I'm using a wand and the Grim War, like
Yeah.
and then I have like the I have a two-handed sword that I switch to when I need to. But honestly, I just mostly am just using big magic spells, and it's very fun. I like it.
Yeah, I should have maxed out my magic power more than my attack and health, but whatever.
So that's one thing, like your attack, even with magic, your attack is through strength. Like strength dictates all damage you output. So
your stamina bar is always the same. It just depends on how much stamina it takes to do something.
Right, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
like I put a bunch of points in intelligence right away because I figured, I'm doing magic. I gotta boost my magic. Yeah. But it actually, I was doing such low damage that like I was way underpowered for like all of the first encounters. Like I was getting screwed. And then I've been like boosting my strength, and it's just so like counter to what I've learned in every other game to do, you know, as far as like where to put your ability points at.
I'm pretty sure my intelligence is 0. I could be wrong.
Really? Wow. That's crazy.
I think I put all my points in like agility and some other stuff. But
well, cool game. I like it.
I'll report back.
Yeah, I always like the Avowed check-ins. So because I'm also kind of playing it on the side.
Yeah.
It's good. You want to switch it over to a little puzzle game? Let's talk about Chants of Sennaar, a game I picked up a while ago. I was like, yeah, I want to play a puzzle game.
You bought it?
What?
You bought it?
Yeah, I bought it.
On Steam?
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh.
I did buy it on Steam. It was like $15. And
tell me more.
I bought it thinking I was going to play it a long time ago. I never got to it. And now Blueprints is out. And I'm like, I want to play that, but I can't start it until I beat Chants of Sennaar. So I restarted playing Chants of Sennaar. And for people that don't know, it's a like point and click puzzle game where you're climbing this tower, and every level you're deciphering a language of like the people on that level, which is like, it's all like logographic writing. So like a bunch of hieroglyphs or whatever. Graphemes, I guess that's what they're called. I don't know what the individual pieces are called. But anyways, Like it starts off obviously really basic. Like you're picking up like stop, open door, open, like those kind of things. And like each level, the language is different. It's like a different group lives on this next level, and they speak a similar language. Like there's overlap of what they're saying, but they're all new symbols. And then you have to decipher the new symbols by talking to people or watching like a cutscene or like finding these big murals, and then there will be like, the writing underneath. So you can start to like put the like figure out what each symbol means. And it's cool because like, like first level is pretty simple, pretty easy. You feel like a genius. You're like, oh man, I'm so good at this. This is so easy. Yeah. And then just even like the next step up is like the like way they write is different. So like for like plural in like when they're saying something for like a plural meaning on like the first one, there's like a dot at the beginning of the word or something. But then on the second level, they'll do two symbols meaning like multiple, So there's like little differences that kind of trip you up sometimes. And it just feels really good. Like it's like really like you get a symbol and you're like, what could this mean? Like there's clues around the level. And then the thing that's really fun about it is like when you find a new symbol, you have a notebook in the game and it'll add it to like a list of all the symbols you've collected. And then after you kind of like explore enough of a certain area, your character will draw in like a page in your notebook with some like symbols of like, like an object, like there's like a jug glyph, and you can start, like a jar. Yeah. And you can start like placing those symbols into the notebook like selection, and it'll lock them in for you. And then like when you go back to those symbols, there will be like the translation on top, so you can start figuring out like sentences and stuff. And it's just really satisfying to like figure out a language. Like
you say lock it in like you're on a game show. You're like, lock that one in.
Oh yeah, you lock it in. It's like really satisfying. It's because like you place them in these circles, and then like when you get like the page complete, they'll do like a little lock, and then like they'll turn white, and you're like, hell yeah, I got that one. I'm a genius. So it's nice. And also like if you're like, you don't always find those pages like right away. So like it gives you it like gives you an option to like click on the symbol and type in like what you think it is. So when you are like talking to someone, the translation will put in like those words that you think it is, So like when you find the symbol for open, like before it's locked in, you can say like, okay, this symbol, I know this is open. I'm going to type this in, and you can kind of figure it out for yourself before you actually lock it in. So there's still a lot of like you doing deduction.
Yeah.
It's not, because I know some people don't like it, like when the game kind of like checks stuff off for you in a way. Like you could he could draw a page, and then you could just drop every symbol in and try all the combinations until it locks in, and you don't actually have to figure it out. But I mean, I feel like it has a nice balance of like puzzle, you doing deduction, and not letting you get stuck or needing to go like do a lot of outside like scribbling or anything like that.
What
It
are
kind of
you doing outside of like solving puzzles? Like what is the normal like walking around or whatever?
Yeah.
Or is that it? You're just like walking around and interacting with the environment.
Right. So yeah, like it is kind of just like an environmental puzzle game. So
Okay.
but there are like some, I don't think you need to have all the symbols to move up each level. Like I don't think you need the whole language to move on. So there's like one puzzle at the beginning where this character wants you to follow them, and you have to kind of like run back through and find them hiding, and it's kind of like a little mini game. Or there's one in the area that I'm in now that has like a Flappy Birds style, like like he made this game. He's like, play my game. And he's trying to teach you the word for like play or something like that. So you can play like his little Flappy Bird game. And there's also like items to pick up. So it is kind of like a more like traditional point and click, like where you're getting items, like puzzle items, and you need to go like give those to someone else. But always the solution is like you are learning more about the language of the people on that level of the tower.
Okay.
So,
have you just what you're describing is kind of reminding me of a different game genre that I have only ever heard described in a podcast. But it's the Case of the Golden Idol games.
I have heard of that, but I've never played that.
Okay, it's an older game. I think they remade it, but it's similar. It's kind of like I mean, I know nothing about the game you're describing besides the trailer I saw. But it was like it's kind of like a Mad Lib style where you're like filling in the words to like figure out who murdered somebody.
Uh-huh.
And it's I think it's a little easier where it locks in the word. Like you've discovered something and then it locks in the word.
Yeah.
And then I think you use that later too.
It does it does lock it in, but I don't know like how I haven't ever really even seen anyone play those games, so I don't know like how it works in Golden Idol.
Yeah. Obra Dinn is the other one I was thinking of.
That's actually I was gonna call that out actually, because like Obra Dinn, you're trying to figure out who people are, and you can kind of place them, and once you get like 5 correct, it'll lock them in, so you don't have to worry about those anymore. Chants of Sennaar does that with the glyphs. But,
okay.
You can't.
I was trying to get a bearing of like how I maybe recognize similar gameplay.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's really cool. It's been like nice. I usually play like for an hour or two while I drink coffee on like Sunday mornings, and Cody sits behind me on the couch, and it has really nice like controller controls. As well as I know that was stupid. Controller controls. It feels good to play with a controller as well as play on mouse and keyboard. The only thing that sucks with keyboard is like if controller is having to input, what you think a word is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really fun.
I think so. Blueprints obviously like a newer game this year, high up on the game of the year conversation. I think I saw like Chants of Sennaar being a very highly regarded indie game last year. And I think
Yeah.
also close to the game of the year conversation. I think that like if you look at the reviews, it's really, really high up. And both of those games I've heard comparisons to like Myst.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we have the roguelite genre. Do we have a Myst?
Genre?
A Myst?
There's been a lot of been a lot of Myst style games.
I know, but nobody
I don't know.
Myst.
I don't know if I would.
Was Jonathan Blow's games his what's that game? That puzzle game?
Oh, The Witness.
Witness. That's it.
That's definitely definitely a Myst.
That's the other one I was gonna say for sure.
Yeah.
That was The Witness. Or is it The Witness or is this? Yeah,
it's The
I think it's The Witness.
Chances are you don't need to have like a pen. Like I think of those games as a little more hardcore. You have to have like a piece of paper. You're scribbling. You don't have to do that with this game. Like it's a little more relaxed.
Okay.
Like you just kind of you kind of just take in the art, you take in the music. It's got like really cool framing of like when you walk into like new areas and stuff. It just looks really cool. And I don't know, it's like there's actually like a stealth mechanic in it too. Like you have to sneak around. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be doing this, but it's really short. So like it wasn't a big deal, but
is interesting because blueprints, they say like don't play this game without the notebook, basically. Like you need to have.
Yeah, I've heard that about like
something
because you're like building your own runs, aren't you? Isn't that how it plays? I don't know.
I haven't played it. I'm trying to not
have
any sort of like preconception about playing it. So
Gotcha.
All I know is have a notebook.
Say no more.
So.
Yeah.
Come prepared.
I will say in the in Chants of Sennaar, there does seem to be a overarching puzzle, and I don't know how hardcore that one is because I think there's 5 levels and I'm on the 3rd now. But I keep finding like these puzzle rooms and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. This has not come up for me yet. So I do think there might be some like more hardcore puzzles that maybe require some, like I could see like the true ending, kind of thing. But I have been really just enjoying like every time you find a new glyph, you're like, what could it be? Like what's like this scene telling me that it could possibly be? And then like doing the deduction first and like then locking it in is like a really satisfying loop. And it doesn't like, you don't get stuck really. I haven't been stuck, so that feels nice.
Yeah, that's super cool. Chants of Sennaar has been on my list for a while. So
the art style is it's sick. Like it honestly it kind of reminds me of like Manifold Garden, like the way it's rendered.
Yeah.
Like it's like low poly, but there's like these gradient, like really cool, vibrant gradients on everything, and it looks great. So
I was trying to think of that other game where you're like on a speeder bike. That's kind of similar.
Oh, Sable.
Ooh, Sable.
Yeah, that was also a cool game.
Journey, a lot of journey colors.
According to the wiki, the Tower of Babel was a big inspiration for this game. I don't. That's on the wiki, but if you know your Bible lore, you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
That's all I think about.
I can open up the Marvel Bible I got for my birthday if you guys want to talk about the Tower. If you guys want to have a
That's
little
okay.
worship session.
It's okay.
Okay. Fine. Have it your
Sorry.
way. No, it's okay.
He just wanted a minute of prayer, Brian.
I just wanted to talk about the Tower of Babel. I didn't want to pray. I highly recommend it. I'm only about halfway through. I just got half the glyphs today. So it's a great little puzzle game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of life and death and
And looping.
the Holy One,
Brian.
Yeah. So I went. The theme last month was like I'm gonna go back into the VGR, the video game rations backlog,
That's right.
and play some games that I didn't finish.
we gotta go back. Brian, we gotta go back.
And I did. Deathloop is a game I never finished. So I went ahead and started that game over from the beginning.
Nice.
From the very beginning. I guess first off, I only played this game maybe like 8 or 10 hours when we played it on the podcast. We played it like right when it came out, I think. Because
Yeah.
the reviews were smoking hot.
Yeah. I actually started
And-
playing it. I brought it the week before or the month before. And then we're like, let's just play it.
Yeah. The reviews were smoking hot, and I just like didn't have a lot of time to play it that month when it came out. And then with our podcast cadence, I had to start a new game the next month. So I just never went back to it. And I wanted to always go back to a lot of games that we didn't play. Or sorry, that a lot of games that we played and I didn't get a chance to finish. So I played Deathloop and I finished it, and it was pretty sick.
Yeah. Very good game.
So, right,
I thought I got pretty far in it, but I gotta rewatch the episode.
I want to re-listen to it too.
Yeah. So there's kind of like there's a very long intro,
Mhm.
right? And then there's a
Mhm.
mid game, and in this, hold on, sorry, trying to think of how best to describe this game, and I think that this is probably exactly what marketing went through when they were like, "How do we sell this game to people?" Because it's really, really hard. So you play through the day, right? A day. And
Well,
there's
you play
Go
through a
ahead.
section of the day, right? You get
well,
picked
no,
morning, evening, or morning,
Well,
afternoon, or night.
hold on. Let him cook. Let him cook here.
Okay.
I don't know if I can cook is the problem because it's so complicated. And this is, do you remember when all the marketing for this game was coming out and like there was so many like PlayStation what do they call them, state of plays, and they were trying to explain this game to people, and it was like almost impossible because how do you explain it to people? And like the trailers were really long and people are like, all right, I still don't understand what I do from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know how to do it right now.
You also had the weird like Sony, or what company was this that made it, that got bought
Arcane
during it, and it wasn't
Arcane.
sure if it was going to be exclusive
to Xbox.
No,
to Xbox or a PlayStation.
Well, this was Arcane before Bethesda. Arcane is under Bethesda Game Studios, and this was before they got bought.
Right. I thought it was like right around the time they got bought.
It was because
I think it was close.
But you mind if I take a crack?
Go ahead.
So the way you play the day, and then there's a mechanic of time loop, and then you go back and you replay that same day over and over until you can complete your objective, essentially. Right. And you have amnesia, I believe, and you don't know why you are doing this over and over. And so you have to discover what, like why you're here, what you're doing. And am I incorrect?
No.
Okay. Nailed it.
Did you have amnesia? I don't remember. I know you go to that room in the beginning every time.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if you had amnesia every time.
You seem to be being hunted by this person who knows you more than they know you, than you know them.
Yeah.
But then you kind of shake it off after like a couple runs.
No, you don't. You continuously figure out who you are.
Yeah, you're learning more.
But there's a point where you stop that.
Nope.
There's like a whole like cut scene. I think it like shows you and that person. Am I wrong about that?
That is so. You're kind of getting ahead of yourself a little bit. Like there's these targets that you're hunting, and you have to kill them before. What's her name?
Juliana.
Juliana kills you essentially, and it's like an elaborate puzzle to get to each target. And when when you find out more about them, then there's like little animated cutscenes that kind of explain that. And also, I think when you solve the puzzle, it plays a cutscene for that individual person.
Yeah.
So, but it's all stuff that you're figuring out, over time. Like you're putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
So, and your character doesn't have amnesia every time he wakes up. He's just like,
That's what I was thinking. Because he like quips about the day, doesn't he?
Everyone else, I think, lives in this one day except for you and Juliana.
Okay.
Right.
Because they're in like they're on the, oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
No,
you're on like this island. You're in this it's like a time warp, essentially. It looks like a giant like radio tower, and it's like it's projecting this field that's like locked in time.
The story itself is its own thing, and it's super difficult. And I think the main kind of critique and stuff is like the gameplay, at least for me. The story, like, they're just trying to justify a rogue like loop, basically, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, how do we make this make sense? And there's so many rogue like games where it's like, oh, this is just what it is, and and you die and you start over. Even like Souls games, right? It's all like the same. Like, you die, you start over. It doesn't really make sense why you lose all your skills.
Metroidvanias,
right. Kind of more or less the same, right?
Sure.
So I feel like this game is really trying to like boil down and figure out, as far as the story goes, why do you lose all your skills and do it again the next day, right? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Sure.
But the gameplay for this game is super, super awesome. I mean, that's why I think I really like this game. And a lot of the reviews were really, really high when this game came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some beef with that. I have some things to say. So the beginning it's like you have this basic like skill, right? Where you're trying to sneak around and get through from point A to point B, and you're trying to get the objective, right? And then sneak back so you can go to the next part,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed like piecing together all of the leads that this game provided. Like apparently before the game came out, people said like it doesn't make any sense how you figure out how to get all these pieces together and how you tie them all together without like any sort of understanding. And the game didn't do anything to help you with that. Like you basically did a notepad, like kind of like you were talking about, Nolan, for Chants of Sennaar.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you would be able to figure any of that out by yourself without like whatever the game provides now,
Right. Yeah.
you know. Um Sorry, I'm just reading over my notes again. I think what to make this game better is like what we're missing basically is like sorry, you go you like figure out the game tells you what you need to do,
Yeah.
right? And then you load into the game and then you do it, right? And then you go back out and then it's like a menu.
Yeah.
You have a menu every time you need to do that thing. I was like, we need like a Alan Wake Mind Palace, basically,
Yes.
or a
Always
hub.
for all the
A
games.
hub. Well,
Yeah.
yes. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, Alan Wake 2 is a newer game, basically, right? Like it has like a very nice central hub where you can go back and figure out what you need to do, put the clues together. But then Bethesda also had Wolfenstein 2, the newer one, which has a huge central area that you talk to people, you put pieces together, there's a map and all this shit. And I'm like, this game could have totally used that. Like, that's really what it's missing to me. But to put all of it together.
Yeah.
It's just so weird that you go out to an area, you do your things, and then you just go out to a menu and then piece it together that
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I think my hardest thing with that game was I think I cleared the stuff. I got back the thing. And then there was like a lot of puzzle stuff that helped you progress the story that I just didn't engage with. Like, there was like electrical not hooked up, and I know it was like hooked up during the morning, so I do the morning run. And I think I did so many runs until I finally figured out like the thing I had to do to like progress the story. That kind of bugged me, I think, about that game the most.
I completely understand what you're saying. It's like that bugged me, and I'm gonna piece that together with like the weapons and the
abilities.
oh shit, what are the abilities. Like I would love if you could stash that stuff
Yeah.
in the middle game. The early game, you're like have to be stealthy,
Yeah.
and sneak around, which is very fun. And then the late game, you are just so powerful. You can blast around everybody.
Yeah.
But the middle is like when you're like, because you can only carry 3 guns and you could only have 2 skills. If you could like run back and like stash the gun or stash a skill, or there was like some sort of hideout, like that would be awesome.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree.
I was like only loading in with 2 guns when you can carry 3, and just to try to
Pick up something cool.
pick up another gun or whatever.
Well, there's
And
also
same with
like
the
tons of
skills, like-
uniques too.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they have random rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
And the skills, like I'm like, sometimes it would be good just based on the leads
Hmm.
if I could use different skill and you can't swap them out or anything like that, you know?
You know what
I think
game
the
does this crazy? Oh, go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, you know what I think the most interesting thing about that game was when I was playing at the time was the randos coming in trying to yuck up your
Yeah.
yum.
Oh yeah.
Last year, yeah.
Wait, before we go
And
there, before we
yeah.
move on, I just want to say one thing about kind of like the loop and the hub thing. A game that does that really, really well is the Hitman game, and
Oh
specifically
yeah.
their new mode that they added. It's called like World of Assassins. You're upgrading your base outside in between missions, and there's all these like random contract stuff. So you have to like, it's not just about like going in and like finding a specific target. You have to like discover them, and it can change like in the game. So it adds a lot of like replayability and randomness to each time you go in, and you're unlocking guns and you're stashing them in your hideout, and like you can like pay people to like drop them off in a cache on a certain spot. So you're like, oh yo, like I need a sniper rifle like on the in this tower, and it'll be there waiting for you if you like pay for it. It's like that kind of stuff would have been really cool, like kind of what you're saying in Deathloop, you know? Like a little
Yeah.
more like creativity and play, like a variety of like how you go about your mission,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Totally.
but back to you, Eric.
Oh yeah. I just remember like starting that game up. It was like a big thing when it came out. I don't know. I doubt it's even a thing anymore. But where you could roll the mission with a rando showing up, and
You can still do it.
people still show up though.
You can when you start a level, you can have it open so people will invade your game.
Yeah, but are people still doing that? That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I have invaded people's game and had people invade my game because I was
Okay.
curious if that was still a thing.
Because I found that super fun. Like it's so stressful, like sneaking around trying to do like the
Yeah.
main mission, and then having a
Yeah.
rando like show up. And I think I
Yeah.
blasted two of them, and then got owned by another one in some other mission,
Uh-huh.
and it sucked so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely like it puts you on your toes, man. You're like
And
hiding and like
when you play single player, if you just have that turned off, um
it's
you'll get
right.
invaded. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't find her to be too difficult. I kind of just hid.
I had some times where she was like super OP and
Oh
she
man,
got me
dude,
got me a couple times.
that mechanic was such a delight. Like playing, you know, like I loved playing as her. Like I didn't think I was
Yeah.
gonna do it, but
Yeah.
like after I got like done playing like a section, I was like, knew I was gonna log off soon. I would just play a couple runs as her, just to
Yeah.
like jump in, and man, it was a blast. I really like that aspect.
I love it. I think it's an awesome game. I think I don't think I would give it like 9s and 10s game of the year shit that I was getting. I think it needs something to figure out like the really like the in between areas thing like I was talking about like a mind palace type of thing or something. Like it's just so weird that you go in this level this time of day and then you go out and then it's just you're in menus and you have to do so much stuff because you have to like pick all the trinkets and all this shit and tie them all back to your guns and all that stuff and figure out where you're gonna go next. And the menus, as far as like figuring out what you're supposed to do to tie it all together, like, could have used
You need a hub.
a hub, yeah, instead of just a menu,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah,
It's
a lot of menus.
I don't really
lot of
remember that too much, but I guess I just forgot about all that stuff. Because I do, now that I'm thinking about it, I do feel like the kind of like board that you're putting together was also a little like chaotic too.
Yeah.
So,
The
but
board, yeah. But it also feels like after when you are in that mid game and you just understand like where you're supposed to go and where you're supposed to be and like your skills and a route on each level and the time of day. It's like so fun. You're like, I'm gonna just zip, 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 and then murder these people. When you have it all dialed in. It's like the beginning, you're so stealthy and like trying not to get killed. In the end,
you're just
so
going
powerful. It's like the middle. The middle doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. What was your go-to ability?
Ooh,
Because
the Nexus slab, which is the one where if you do damage to one person, it does it to
I forgot about that one.
all of them.
Yeah, you can kill like
Nice.
5 guys at once.
Oh, you can upgrade. There's upgrades to every slab, basically. And it was like the Nexus one was like, if they look at somebody, it ties them together. You could get like 10 people, and then one headshot with a silenced SMG, boom! Like
I use that nail gun. The nail gun, the sniper rifle, and then like I think I had like a revolver, or just as like the first gun he gets. I just like the look of it. So sick.
I used the nail gun for a long time, and then you can find a silenced SMG, and then you put on the trinket where it zooms in further, and then you put the trinket where it's more accurate at long range. Woo-hoo, baby, boom, zapping them.
Nice.
So the Nexus slab, and then the one where you can teleport.
Yeah, you always have to have the teleport one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were when in the early game, I was using the one where you are invisible for a long time.
I used that one a lot.
Yeah. Excellent game. Love it. Also, just the dialogue between yourself and Juliana. That's so fun.
What's your character?
It's
Cole?
Colt. Yeah. Colt.
Those guys carried that game for me. Like I really liked both those characters. It was really good. Like
such a good game.
What do they call like the targets?
Visionaries.
The visionaries were okay. Like they were funny. They were kind of comical and a little over the top, but like
they're very extreme.
Yes.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Like Frank is like the musician one, and you have to listen. You have to listen to like their voice recordings. And you're like, I don't want to listen to this guy at all. Shut up, please.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I like that game. There's so many like little secret stuff too. I do wish that like there's really only like one way to complete the game. And like for like a game, like a time loop game, I wish there was like more solutions, like I want to be able to make my own solution to complete.
That would be super cool.
That is like one thing that I think like Hitman gets, again, like a game that I like really dived in after I played Deathloop. I was like, man, Deathloop, like I want to play more Deathloop so badly. I wish there was a reason for me to come back and like do challenge runs or like figure out different ways, because they give you like all sorts of ways to kill each visionary, but you have to do a specific one to like get to the end. So
finish it. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
but
Did you know they did an update called the Golden Loop?
no.
And there is a preferred ending, quote unquote, preferred ending, and they added a cutscene.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like more of like an animated cutscene that is like the perfect ending. Whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will.
It shows more like how the visionaries like.
Did you get the golden ending?
Yeah, I did the golden ending. It's
I'll have
more
to
like
look it up.
how the visionaries feel about it being over and
Oh, interesting. No, I haven't heard about that.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Maybe I'll go back and just try to do the golden ending.
That's how it gets you.
What was I gonna say? Shoot.
I got all the legendary weapons. There's basically one
of
that I
each.
used.
Yeah.
There's a shotgun that I got that used slugs, and you can change it to a spread shotgun. And I murdered everybody with that one the entire time. So sick.
I feel like I just started kicking everyone and stabbing them with your knife. It's got an excellent kick.
Yeah, that kick is good.
Yeah,
You pissing off the side of the wall? You did.
You dead, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did have a lot of PC issues to
Really?
complain about. Yeah.
I think I played on PlayStation at the time.
Oh wow.
Well, basically, if I did like a morning run and an afternoon run, the next run, frames and stuff would just drop or whatever. I would have to close it and reopen it. If I did 2 sections in a row, 2 of them, I would have to quit the game and reopen it, and then it would be normal.
That's weird. That's really weird.
Yeah, sorry.
It
Very annoying.
bummer. PCs, man. A little finicky. I think we can all agree with that. Well, I think maybe we should move on to another game, huh?
Yeah.
Eric, you mid drink? I got you
take
right
it.
at the right time.
Got me at the water. I'll just talk briefly about this, but I was listening to some other people talk about different Metroidvanias, and I love them.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, man.
I know you hit him.
No, that's the rumor on this. I love Metroidvanias.
Eric's
I
just
don't
trying
like
to cause
playing,
drama.
I don't like playing 3 Metroidvanias in like a 3-month span or
That's
whatever
fair.
it was we
That's
did.
fair. We were really grinding them out for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I dove into Yoku's Island Express, which is a very, very unique take on a Metroidvania. It uses a pinball mechanic to navigate you around the world.
That sounds
So
awesome.
you still move left and right,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a jump mechanic. But once you get into like smaller worlds, like little sections, you're kind of trapped in a pinball world. So
Interesting.
I don't know what kind of bug you are, but you're a little like potato bug looking thing. And you're like rolling this ball around that's attached to like this whip looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the ball that you hit around. So it flings
Oh,
your character
cool.
like all over the screen. Yeah, and it's open world, so you just can go wherever you want, and it's typical Metroidvania where you have to get the ability to get to the new section. But each little area is like a different pinball world, which is super cool.
That is really cool.
I only played it for about 2 hours, so I'm very short into it, but it's a really fun game
Thinking of some
to.
Yoku's Island to not come in here. I actually
Whoa.
have not played. Randall and I were like, let's talk about this one. I
Whoa.
think we might have
What's
even
going on?
how
I'm
it
getting
worked out
sound?
there, but ever since then, I've
Yeah.
always
Are you hearing
Yeah.
what I'm watching? I don't know why.
I thought that was someone invading our
I
chat.
know, I did too.
Sorry about that.
I was like, what is happening?
I pulled up a video of the game that Eric's talking about. I have
Yeah.
That's
no
that's
idea
hilarious.
why you would hear that.
I don't either. Yeah, it's super fun. You meet a bunch of different characters. You're basically like a little potato bug that
Yeah.
takes over for the express, like the mail service on this island, and you have to deliver messages and do side quests for people.
That sounds very cute and fun. The art style kind of has like
it
a.
looks cool.
It kind of has like an Ori painterly style to it that looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Nice on the eyes.
Oh, it's nice on the Steam Deck too.
Oh, I
It's
love
weird
it.
that
I love a good Steam
they
Deck
just
game.
like smashing pinball thing.
Yeah, it is infuriating. You're in a section and
Infuriating.
no, okay, so if you know pinball, you got to know the tricks. Holding the ball
Yeah.
and then getting it to go over, the arch to go to the other flipper. So you can't get out of sections without like hitting the ball in the right spot. So if you want to move on from the map, like to the right or left, you have to hit it in the exact spot.
Right. Oh, weird.
So that's the hard part because I constantly am just like button mashing the flipper trying to get it to like hit coins and stuff, or like not coins, but they're like little fruit things you get. And I'm like, I just want to go to the right.
So when
you have to like, I'll go.
When you're in the pinball section, you don't have like, it's not like Kirby or anything like where you don't have like a little bit of control of your character.
Nope.
Oh, interesting. How punishing?
You can move to the right or left, kind of, barely.
Okay. How punishing is like the fail state of the pinball sections?
It just makes you lose. It's like Sonic. It makes you lose like fruit.
But like, do you have to like play like the whole level over again? Like, do you spawn at like a bonfire kind of situation?
No, you spawn in the same exact spot you're at.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
So when you,
I would be
when you
really
go through
frustrated.
the bottom, yeah,
It's like fuck.
when you go through the bottom, it just makes you lose like fruit, which you use to like get powers and stuff. And
Gotcha.
Got it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool. That
super
sounds
fun.
really cool. I actually want to check. I think I'm going to wishlist this game.
Yeah, it's got tons of good reviews. It was on a Humble Bundle, I think, when I bought it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love
Good
a
old-
humble bun.
There's been some good ones lately. I've been keeping my eyes on it.
You can download a demo too if you want to check it out.
Oh,
Ooh,
love that.
kidding me?
Love that.
But yeah, I kind of checked out that, and then that was this like a small game I was checking out.
Nice. Well, speaking of demos, I have been looking for games I can jump out of really, really fast. That are still interesting,
Tell me more.
So I got two small games. They were like, one of them is $2 and then the other one is free because it's a demo. So I picked up Hole, which is a indie extraction shooter game. It has a
Starring Shia LaBeouf.
yep. It's like a low poly. The art style is like Unreal Engine low poly with like a pixel filter on top. So everything's a little pixelated, but like the gun, everything has like a low poly aesthetic. It's pretty cool. And it has like, a flashlight, and like the lighting is really ray tracy and stuff. So, but it's really simple. Like, you have a pistol and you have unlimited ammo, and you have to reload, like after 10 shots, and sometimes it jams and you just have to clear the chamber and then you're good to go. And then like every time you drop into a level, there's a timer, and like as the timer goes up, like more enemies spawn. They start spawning like in armor with like assault rifles or shotguns, and it's the enemies are just like guys in suits with like clown masks on, like a little like flat masks on, and you're shooting them, you're getting coins from them, and then you're finding a little microwave, and you turn the microwave on, and then you jump into a hole. And then
Nolan, I am trying so hard to understand what you're describing. I have no clue what this is.
I hate to tell you this, but it's an extraction shooter.
It is. It's an extraction shooter. So it's a PvE extraction shooter, and it looks kind of like a demo. And all you're doing is you're collecting coins and data like floppy disks, and you get those by killing enemies. And there's like 3 levels. It's like office, sewer, and I haven't unlocked the 3rd, so I don't know what it is yet. And and then like as you get out those resources, you can unlock a shooting range, or you unlock like a medical bay, or you do like a little puzzle and you get like an assault rifle or a shotgun. And it's just really fast. It has kind of like a weird art style, and I can play one raid in 10 minutes and then move on with my life. And it's great. I love it. Okay. So that's all I have to say about that. It's just something I can play during the day when I'm at work for like 10 minutes. But if you like extraction games, it's like a really boiled down extraction game. So it's cool.
I think my favorite part is their description is Hole is a low resolution gun jamming single player first person shooter.
That's exactly what
gun jamming, really.
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about magazines, you don't have to worry about ammo, but your gun jams sometimes. So you got to clear it. It's good. It's it's just really fun. It kind of scratches that like that Tarkov itch for me, but I don't have to play for like over an hour. The second
always looking for that itch.
The second game is just a demo everyone should download if you have Steam. It's called Half Sword, and it's a medieval dueling game with like QWOP kind of controls. So the way it works is your guy will just spawn with an axe or a sword or just your fists. And then you hold left and mouse button to pull your arms up. And then you jostle your mouse back and forth to swing your arms back and forth. And there is like some more depth. Like I've seen some people who are really good at it. But you just fight guys in an arena. And it's really fast and fun. And there are like tiers of like fighting. So you can start as like a naked peasant man or like a farmer, or you go all the way up to like full knight gear, and the fights last like a really long time because you're like smashing into like each other's metal armor and stuff. But 2 great games that are, if you don't have time, but you just need something, you just need a little
Came in hard.
something. So
They both have full ray tracing on.
yes, yeah. So that's all I got.
Nice.
Good times.
Very nice. Well, what's next in May? I'm playing Expedition 33. I can't wait to play more of that game.
Yeah, super fun. Jumped into it yesterday.
How far did you get?
I would like the second save point of Act 1, like the second flag.
Save point.
The flags you find.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
It's like constantly like auto saving.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? The flags that you're
further
upgrade.
than
Okay.
you're further than I. Yeah.
You find some like flags that are basically like upgrade points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what blew my mind. Do you know, Nolan? Did you watch Daredevil at all? The show.
Long time ago. I don't think I finished it either.
The main guy, his name is Charlie Cox.
Or like Charlie
Yeah.
Cox.
Is he in it?
He is the main voice actor for Expedition 33.
Is
But
that
it's
why is
that's-
that mind blowing?
I just didn't know.
Okay.
I saw that it was him. I was like, what?
Oh, that's cool.
Well, that's what I was saying. Wrap your head around this. His face is modeled after Robert Pattinson, though. The main character
really?
is modeled after Robert Pattinson, but it's voiced by Charlie Cox.
Like they just modeled it after him, or did they like have him come in and scan his face?
Look up the main person.
Did they borrow his skin? And then
Yeah, it's a Mickey 17 thing. This is Mickey 18.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's also that's what I posted that thing in Discord that was like Robert Pattinson's like super into Final Fantasy 7. Like,
That's awesome.
way too into it.
Nice. The prologue is pretty short, and then as far as where I got into Act 1, I was like, this game is.
So what's
and
So you want to know? Do you know the plot of the game, Nolan?
I know
Based on
zero
the trailer?
stuff about this game. I haven't even watched the trailer, honestly.
So the trailer.
Send it.
This is
Send it.
basically you are on. I don't know. It's basically like Paris, France, or like somewhere in Europe, and I don't know the year, but
It's like steampunk, though, right?
yeah. And an event happened where this entity came.
Did you play the game?
Yeah. This event happened that basically like made upheaval and then kills people at a certain age. So it starts the timer at, I forget what it is. It's like 90 something,
Uh-huh.
and all 90 something year olds die.
Okay.
And then each year
it
this
goes
person
down to
called
like
the
89.
painter. Yeah, it goes down and it keeps going down. So we're on Expedition 33. So each year they send out people from the year that's about to die. So like we're on 33. So like the 32
join it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
they
you're
send
saying
out
is that
people-
like 70-year-olds were going out to kill the 72-year-old, or like
Well, they probably weren't for the first couple
no.
years
No,
because
no,
they
no,
didn't know what was going on. Yeah, like they I think they explain it like the first couple years they didn't really know what was going on, and then they finally realized this number was counting down like a clock.
Gotcha.
And so they're like, we got to start figuring out what the fuck's going on.
Like the Out of Time
there's-
movie. The
There's
popular
this
Out of Time movie.
huge basically thing where a person called the paintress changes
Ooh,
the
the
number
paintress.
every year.
Gotcha.
It's called the paintress, and the expedition goes out the year before they're going to die, basically, to either defeat the paintress or figure out why the number is going down every year. So when you start the game, there's like orphans and kids, and like their parents were older than whatever number the paintress is putting on the thing.
Right.
So Expedition 33 is going to go across the ocean and try to stop the number from going 1 year lower.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So the game starts, and it is everybody that is 34, including your ex-girlfriend, apparently, is not apparently. It is your ex-girlfriend. She is going to be written away when the paintress changes the number from 34
Do they just die, or do they
33.
do they
They
just like
disappear.
disappear?
They
Okay.
disappear.
Disappear.
Yeah. They just like fucking float away. So the number's going to change from 34 to 33. So there's like a celebration that happens when all these people die.
Mhm.
And then there's a festival for the people that are going on the expedition to go across the continent and figure out what is happening. And that's where I'm at, basically, is like made it across the continent. And then I think the story as far is like super cool.
Oh, it's
sounds
really good.
sounds really cool. I'm
And it's already been picked up into a movie or a show or something.
that's not
Yeah, it's by the Sonic the Hedgehog people.
Yeah.
great. Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. I highly recommend it.
I haven't really looked at it at all, but I look forward to. I'm gonna watch the trailer once we get off here, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll join you. Maybe we'll do a classic VGR
classic
episode. But
that'd be
I
fun.
would. It's to me, it's like Final Fantasy X meets Super Mario RPG.
why do you say 10?
10 because 10 like really locked you into these like super linear maps.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of like, I don't know, you're in the continent or whatever.
Sure.
You can only really go like straight
Forward.
but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can take the side paths to get extra items and
Yeah.
defeat bigger bosses. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then I say Super Mario RPG because all of your like skills you have to have timed attacks. So it's like quick time attack.
I love that.
There you go.
It's turn-based combat, and then you have parry and dodge
That's cool.
too.
Yeah.
So you're trying to figure that out. And then I also saw that as soon as you hit Act 2, the game changes dramatically. So I don't know if that's
Ooh.
like mechanics and stuff, or story, but we will see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Nice.
I can't wait to play more of it. The combat is very, very fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. Load it on that Steam Deck.
It is kind of weird so far that the cutscenes they're like 30 FPS,
Yeah.
and some of them look really, really good, and some of them look really, really bad.
Are they
But,
like?
yeah,
Is it like pre-rendered
I also-
and in-game rendered?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. And I understand
That's probably
it's
just a budget thing.
It's a AA studio. Yes, right. I think the game's $50. It's on Game Pass.
Oh, it's on.
It's
It's
GeForce
sold
Now.
over 1 million copies already.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. It is what it is. But sometimes, like, you're watching the cutscene and you're like, "Oh, this looks really, really good," and then sometimes it looks like.
How's that music? How epic is that music?
The music
I had to turn it
is
down.
classical, like so much piano, and I don't know. It's like the music is like during some of the cutscenes and parts. I'm like, wow, it's really, really deep.
Nice.
Do you like someone singing in your ear?
I
all
do.
the entire time? It's
I-
like do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I think you're overdoing it. I think,
I'm
I think there's one. I think one of the cutscenes at the beginning has voices.
Oh, I'm a little further up, and it's still going.
Okay.
I don't mind. I like it a lot. It's just funny to like if you walked in the room and heard me playing this game, you'd be like, "What are you listening to?"
Yeah,
It's someone
maybe.
like chanting or singing while classical piano is playing.
I'm here for a banging track, so I like
It's
that.
good.
I like that like over the top orchestra
There's a
like
lot of cut-
anime
lot of
music. So
cutscene.
it's cool.
A lot of cut.
Nice. I really want to check out South of Midnight. I think that's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking I was going to play that next, but I might pivot if you
Yeah.
guys are both playing it. And but
Yeah.
we'll see. I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to decide yet.
I've heard good things about South of Midnight and that the story is really good, but the game is not fun to play. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do it.
Patrick
And-
Klepek said it plays like a PS2 game in like the best way, and I was like, yeah, I like that. So
Yeah. I saw there's like accessibility settings where you can basically do no combat.
nice.
And
I love
and
that.
I heard two people say do that and just experience the story.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's the point in the game? That's really
Yeah.
I like to play my games.
I like to play my games too. I think yeah, I think I'll be okay on the story on the gameplay if the story's worth it, you know. I was just listening to a podcast today about it, and they also said the combat was a little rough, but the story is worth it. And I'm like, I've been wanting to play it. It looks awesome. So
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome.
We did it, guys.
Super awesome.
Another month of games.
There's too many.
There's so many. I know.
And we didn't even talk about the Oblivion stealth drop.
No time.
No time, man.
We
No
didn't
time.
even talk about it.
It's out there.
All right.
Do with it what you will.
It's
Yeah.
out there, yeah. It's on Game Pass.
Just it sounds great. Go play it. If you've never played Oblivion, it's a great game.
Yeah. What can you do? All right. We're live on Twitch every the last Sunday of the month is what we try to do. Share the podcast, leave us any reviews on Apple Podcasts or your podcast provider of choice. That's it.
Yeah.
So we've really trimmed the fat on our housekeeping.
We trim the fat. Yeah.
Google us.
Google us.
Yeah. Google video game rations.
All right.
Google AI has it down pat, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Don't plug AI on our podcast. Come on.
Sorry.
All right. With that,
It's
I think
it's painting a flattering portrait of us.
I think it's time for these old men to go to sleep now. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian, Eric, love hanging out with you guys.
See ya.
Have a good night, everyone.
You can go to my Mario Poop story.
Yeah, I wanted to hear it for sure.
Oh, I'll tell you right